Hello, everyone. My name is Alice Bull, and we are here for Scrapbook Live for May of 2022, which is so much fun. I am going to be creating with a kit from the ScrapRoom. Every month, I order a Flavors of the Month kit and their add-on Embellishment Kit. And I love these kits so much, or at least I usually do. So we'll have a look and see what's in my kit, and then I will create a layout with it. Hopefully near the end, we'll have some time for some show and tell so that we get to see what everyone else is creating today. And on top of playing with my kit, it is a load month, which means it is a layout a day month within the Scrap Happy community. So whether you're a Scrap Happy member that is playing along, or you're just hearing about this for the first time, then we're gonna bring some of the fun of load to you today too. Yeah, I'm excited. I had a little peek at the kit. I didn't look at it all, but I had a little peek. And then we have our load prompt, and we'll talk all about that in a second. And Briella says, hello, hello. She's wrapping up breakfast and excited to actually scrap with y'all. I love it. I love it. And Tina Marie says, hello from Northern Virginia. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Mickey's good morning from Vegas. And yeah, so much fun. I am in Whitecourt, Alberta, Canada. The sun is actually shining today. Yesterday was beautiful outside. And 3 days ago, we had snow. And like, it was ridiculously cold. And I'm like, I thought it's supposed to be springtime. Now it's finally looking like spring. And I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, let me show you what's going on. Let me tell you about the prompts, and we will get started on this. Oh, did I close my prompt? Oh, no, it's there. It's good. Just hiding. Just hiding. So today our prompt is about we're doing a trip around the world, kind of. It's technically not about the trip around the world, it's about architecture. So our load this month is inspired by architecture. It's called Load 522 for May of 2022, Build Your Story. And so a lot of our prompts are inspired by buildings and structures that people have created. Now we're looking at some that are super famous, and we're looking at a few that you might not know very much about. And I try to share something interesting or fascinating about that place, and then we look at those interesting things and we bring that and translate that into our scrapbooking and turning that into something that inspires our pages. And so our prompt of the day, today we're talking about the Burj Khalifa. Now, anyone that doesn't know, the Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the world right now, and it is located in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. And this building is ridiculously tall. Like ridiculously tall, and yet they're still trying to build some that are taller, although that one I think is actually on hold. So I found that out like 20 minutes after I posted the video, so I'm like looking again about stuff and I'm like, oh, it's on hold. Anyways, yeah, it's been fascinating to look at the buildings from around the world. Some that we know a little bit about already, like we have been to the Eiffel Tower, but some that we just might not know anything about. Right now, with this being the world's tallest building, there's a lot of interesting things about that, and that struggle to become the tallest and, you know, to be the best, to be all of these different things, I think is fascinating. So our prompt for today is about that. Our story prompt. And during load, you don't have to use the prompts, but we think it's more fun when you do, if you like. So we have a story prompt and a technique prompt. So there's both. For the story prompt, it's the struggle to be the best, the tallest, the smartest, the fastest, etc. is one that humans are always vying for. Scrapbook about something that you're the best at. And did you just love, anybody that has seen, did you love Kathy's take on it? Like, I think that it's one of the things that can be really hard for us to look and say, I am totally rocking this. I am the best at doing this thing. It's like, okay, the best is like really, that's a tough word. I know as scrapbookers, we struggle with it, right? The best day ever. Anytime you say the best, some of us think pretty literally. And Kathy, our featured designer today, she shared a page that had a selfie she'd taken. And apparently she's not necessarily the best at taking selfies. And so she's half cut off. Like it had like a corner of her face in the picture as she's taking the selfie. And so she kind of had fun with it. And I think that going into any prompt, interpreting it and playing with it in that kind of way just makes it way more fun, right? Jackie says we are so lousy at selfies. I may scrap lift her. Exactly. If you can get as many layers on your page as Kathy, like seriously, you'll need a round of applause because that girl stepped up with her layers, which leads us to part 2 of our load prompt of the day, which is to the technique prompt. And it says, this building has a lot of layers. And if you look at it, the way it's built, it kind of has all of these little steps up. And I thought it was really neat. And I don't think I said how many floors it has. I forgot to put that into my video. So I think it's something like 173 or 160. Like it's a lot. Like it's a lot. It's a lot of floors. But anyways, the building has a lot of layers, even in the design of it. And so our prompt is to use a lot of layers on your layout. So we'll see how that goes for me today. I'm not necessarily super good at that. Evelyn says, I'm with Kathy, the same. And Beth said 2 buildings so far that she had never heard of. Yay! I love hearing that. So with that as our inspiration today, I was looking through, oh my gosh, you guys, I found my old hard drive with my old photo library on it. And so the pictures only go up to 2015. So it's, I don't know, 2008 or something, or 2007 to 2015. So I've just been having the best time having like blast from the past with these photos. And I came across one, and I'm pretty sure I've never scrapbooked this before. When we were building our house, we actually lived in a travel trailer. And as we were building the house, we didn't have a bunch of gravel on our driveway yet. We didn't have a sidewalk and we didn't have all of that stuff. And then the rain came and the rain came down. And suddenly, before you knew it, I was hosting an event at my house and I had all these people coming to my house and we had a mud hole. Like I'm talking mud hole. Yeah. So I have a picture of what my husband did, and I'm going to call this the best game of hopscotch ever. Because he set up pallets all the way out the road where you could actually get out of a vehicle without, getting quagmired in the mud. Like honestly, if you stepped off that pallet, you were going to go up to your kneecap in mud. Like it was that bad. And so I'm going to call it the best game of hopscotch. I don't have any pictures of us on it. You know how that works, right? Like oh, and the last little bit was almost dry. So he added walk the plank at the end. So yeah, I have these 2 pictures, and like it just makes me laugh because I'm like, we barely survived it. We barely survived. Did you have a point system going on? I know, right? And Jody says, how many people fell off? Right. Thankfully, everybody kind of made it across the pallets, and that last little part, if you stepped off, you didn't drown there. Like you weren't quagmired, and it wasn't like the quicksand. What do they call it? The quicksand part in the Princess Bride. I can't think of what it's called. It wasn't that bad. The quicksand. What was it? Oh no, I'm thinking of the fog of everlasting stench or something. Anyways, yeah, so it wasn't quite like that, but the mud was real, like so bad. You know, when you invite your friends over and you're hosting this event and everybody, you know, generally wears something nice when you go to visit your friends. Yeah. It's like, you guys, I'm so sorry. Jonas did something. Good luck with it. Yeah, so let's have a look at what's in my kit. We'll see which one is going to suit me the best today. And yeah, I just picture a quicksand. I know, right? That's totally yeah, so funny. And thankfully around here we mostly have sand. Like it is mostly sand, but yeah, we had some mud happen in here. It's bad. Good morning, Nadine. Hey. I'm going to share my screen. No, what do I do? Yeah, I have to do that with this. Via cable. Okay. Yes. Oh, yes. I'm always so relieved when this works because I'm like, it's supposed to. It's supposed to. Okay, so we have my kits here from the ScrapRoom, and as with every month, I get a flavors of the month kit. I am obsessed with their kits. I think they're so wonderful. They put such care and attention into putting these kits together. And I can't even imagine the last couple of years putting these kits together with pandemic, with the supply chain issues, with the shipping issues, with just all of the problems. And yet they have done these and done them so well. So here we go. This is the add-on bonus kit. It's not called that. It's called the add-on embellishment kit. That's what it's on. So you add it on as an extra fee, but these kits are pretty affordable, and they yeah, there's 4 mini kits in here. So we're going to have a look at all of them, but we'll do that a little bit one at a time. And we'll start right here. So this first one is from Echo Park, and it is called Away We Go. And we've got this great globe paper. Like, look at the globes on that. That's so pretty. And I can't, this is not necessarily a travel page, but, oh, and lovely arrows on the back. Oh, I like that paper. So we've got this globe and arrow paper. And then there's a gorgeous yellow with some flowers on it. And, ooh, I like those little clouds. Cloud paper is just so easy to use. And then we've got this red stripe. It's quite a thin stripe. Actually, I'm surprised it looks okay on camera. It's almost that kind of thin stripe that TV screens don't like, right? Like, have you ever seen that when on TV, sometimes when they interview somebody and they're wearing tiny stripes and like the camera just doesn't know what to do and it's like freaking out. So yeah, it's almost that, but not quite. Oh, these are really pretty. So this has hot air balloons and clouds and sunshines. It's very cheerful and they're really pretty. So, and then I've got 2 sheets of some navy blue cardstock to go with that. And then on top of that, I have some stickers. And so I ended up with the sticker sheet. This looks like it's like maybe like a pull apart, right? Because it's not in the original packaging. Anytime you end up with stuff that's not in original packaging with like labels and stuff, then it's part of that collection. So this is the sticker part that I received. So I have the alpha piece and I have the little banners and labels. So that's nice. And then I've got some die cuts and enamel dots in here. So there's some nice pieces, and it's just a little random little assortment of them so that I would be able to put my page together. Let's make memories. Well, that actually could go very well on this page because I tell you, palette hopscotch is definitely a memory. And it's funny because I look back and I laugh so hard now, but I'm sure that at the time I did not scrapbook it because I was traumatized. You know how things are sometimes a lot funnier later? It took a while. It took a while. I think I had to have an actual sidewalk before that was really funny. Okay, kit. Oh, my add-ons. Let's do that at the same time. So what's in my add-on embellishment kit to go with that? Because there will be something in here for each of them. It is this full on 12 by 12 sticker sheet with all the fun stuff on it. So we've got some hot air balloons, we've got vacation words. I love these kind of words. Actually, I tend to use those a lot. A couple of hot air balloons, nice. Some glow, some flowers, the word adventure. We got some little flags or little word flags, a full on 12-inch strip, which that's another piece that I tend to use. It's funny when you look back at your 12 by 12 sticker sheets, if you get those once in a while, and you look back at these 12 by 12 sticker sheets, there are certain things that I have probably used off of them. Little word things, a few of those. This long sticker, I often use these kind of words like that, often, sometimes the big word that they have, and little random things sometimes, right? Geotags might be great. Like it just depends on the page. But that's my extra embellishment from the embellishment add-on kit. And I'm just going to pop this in with this so I don't forget that I also have that to go with it. Okay. Stay. Okay, stay. Okay, so the next mini kit that I have is from, who's it from? And Fancy Pants Design. Their logo is always so tiny. Fancy Pants Design. Actually, when you get your kit, it actually breaks down everything that's in here. It gives you a sketch. It gives you some other access to stuff, and it's amazing. So I love the kits and how well they're put together. Yeah, so here's this paper. It is called Simply Summer. This one is it has little tiny almost flowers on it. I say almost flowers because they kind of look like little blotches, but they're pretty. And then the back side, oh, that's fun. It looks like little pricing labels for things like parfait and fudge cake and banana splits and a tulip sundae. I don't know what a tulip sundae is. Ice cream puff. That, yeah, it's cool. It's interesting. I would have a hard time using that. I'll just confess. Like that looks like something like, what am I going to do with it? There is a plaid here. It is a nice plaid. It's not my favorite. The colors in this collection are not my favorite so far. We got some star paper. That's a nice neutrally kind of paper. And we've got this floral. This looks like old, like the deck appliques. They look like little floral appliques. That makes me think of it, right? Like those little lacy appliques that you put on clothes or see on clothes sometimes. That's what makes me think of. And then a beautiful wood grain. So let's just guess I would use this before the lacy appliques. If I was using this, I would use the stars probably before that plaid. I find it a little busy. And that blue as a kind of a neutral. Yeah, that's actually a nice kit when you put that together. It's not my favorite paper collection, I can tell you, but it's very usable. I like it when it's at least usable. And in here, I have an assortment of die cut pieces. This is really funny seeing the kinds of things that they have in their die cuts because the paper is quite neutral, right? Like stars, blue, it's quite neutral. And we've got some outdoor fun pool stuff. I guess it's called Simply Summer. So I do like this. Sitting on the thing, sitting on the deck. And little enamel dots. Okay, so that's fine. What's in the extra embellishment kit to go with this? Okay, this is Simply Summer. Okay, so this is the one. I've got this in the packaging, so I'm guessing that, oh, maybe not. Maybe I might have put this together because it has a quite an odd assortment. So there's some die cuts that you punch out. There's actually some poppy stickers that you can see. These have been broken up. So yeah, lots of interesting little pieces. These are the one that go with that. Oh, what a beautiful day. That'd be really funny if I've got that mixed up. They almost look like photo play. These look like photo play. Maybe I've got those mixed up. Okay, well, let's pop these back away. I like that little lawn swing. So funny that the sneakers are so in style right now. Like, how many people are seeing those sneakers out on kids and thinking, like, I wore those as a kid because they were really cheap. How come they're not really cheap anymore? It's just really funny. They took something from our youth, they brought it back, and then they like made the price a gazillion times more expensive. Okay. That's what I think this might go with the other kit. Oh, it totally goes with the other kit. So maybe, oh, maybe they didn't have my piece. I get my kits really early, so maybe they combined it into this other piece. Okay. Next up, we have this one from Photo Play. And right off the bat, I have the full-on 12 by 12 sticker sheet. So that gives me a lot of options. This one is called, oh, good question. It's so tiny. Oh, what a beautiful day. It's called Oh, what a beautiful day. So this is the Oh, what a beautiful day from Photo Play. Lots of fun little icons, 12-inch little strip of grass to use along with some fun words and stuff. And then, oh, look at this kite paper. It's pretty busy, but it's kind of fun, right? And then we've got some pink stripes. And then this is like a lot. This is a lot. But now imagine this mostly covered up. Oh, and then it's just perfect. I'm like, I like patterns that are a lot, but when I look at that, it's like, whoa, as soon as you cover it, it's like totally that perfect addition to any kit. So I love it. And then we've got some nice plain navy polka dot on the back, and this floral. Wow, that is this feels really retro. Just the colors, just the patterns, the style. That feels retro. So many old things coming back now. And then we've got this green, which is really subtle. 2 sheets of white cardstock to go with this. And that's pretty fun paper. And then this pack was actually for this. I'm like looking at them. This really looks, it's really funny that that was called Simply Summer because the other kit was, oh, they probably stuck this in there. That makes more sense. Now I understand. This was from the other one. This is from this one. Okay. It's like, how early is it? Alice needs a sip of her coffee. Let's wake up. Because if she didn't include something, she always gives me a note on my kit. So, and then we have all of the little pieces here, and there's like a couple sheets of them and everything. So, yeah, and she slipped that in there so it didn't go missing. So this was for the other kit. Let me pop it in there. There, that makes more sense. So that's pretty fun. That's a pretty fun kit, actually. Has fun, playful stuff. My pictures are not fun and playful, but this really feels fun and playful. So I think that's a pretty good contender for putting my page together. But let's have a look at the final kit. This one is from Simple Stories. it is the Summer Lovin collection. We got all the summer fun stuff happening right now. I think I saw Jody here. Sorry, Jody. She's like, she's on the opposite side of the world as us, and she's probably like thinking, it's not summer here anymore. Yeah, I can't even imagine, right? When there's so much stuff that comes out of North America, out of the US especially, and even Europe, and then everything is on that opposite schedule, right? She's down in Australia, and yeah, that's tough. That's tricky. Okay, so we've got bright and sunny, we've got fun, we got good times, summer lovin'. Actually, does this frame actually fit a picture? It does fit a picture. So I can sneak that in there. And actually, it's funny because you can see my camper in this picture too. Oh, if I hold it right, you can see my camper, which we actually lived in. But that looks like we've moved it. So that's not where we lived in it, which is interesting. Anyways, so that would actually fit a picture. And normally you're worried about covering up too much stuff. My pictures seem to work with that. So this is all just included. You've got the frame, you've got the fun words, and then there's also some die cut pieces of a random assortment fun in here. Kinds of things that they put in their kit. I guess let's have a look. So I definitely don't need all the die cuts, although today I was going to try use more layers, right? We got barbecue stuff happening, chips and chocolates, yummy, a cooler, and it's getting hot. And oh, look at that old banana bike. And a cute little camera. My cousin had the cutest little banana bike when we were kids. Loved her bike. My bike was not the same. I loved her bike. You guys call them that? Did you call them a banana bike with the seats like that? Yeah, Jody says, yep, we're heading into winter, but I love the summer colors. Mickey says I kind of scream a little bit when Chris's collections used to debut in the summer at CHA. Right? It's like, no, I'm not ready for winter and Christmas. It feels so funny. I can't even imagine trying to work all the time on that other schedule, right? Like, what do you hear about like models having to do photo shoots for swimsuits in in the middle of winter? I'm like, well, as long as they take them to a beach, then it's fine, right? It's all fine. Okay, let's have a look at this paper. Summer Lovin'. This is a pretty paper right here from the beginning. Lots of fun little playful details. It's a very playful collection. I keep thinking, like, when I think of Simple Stories, of their simple vintage collections, which I tend to really love, but this is definitely a different vibe than those. We've got some, oh, this is on cream paper, you guys. We got a problem. Alert, alert. So this is some cute little florals on cream paper background, because, you know, cream, it's a thing. They use it. I called it a Schwinn bike because that's the brand I had. Oh, yeah, you had the good one. Right? Wasn't that the good one, the Schwinn? That's like a proper bike. Cream is fine, Alice says Brielle. I love this collection too. So yeah, we've got some stripe, tiny stripe, and it's like purposefully wiggly. That's not just your eyes playing tricks on you. Like, it's purposefully wiggly. And Ricky said hearing your voice fall when you saw the cream made me laugh out loud. It's okay. They have enough white in here that I would use it with white anyways. Fun in the sun. Cut apart sheets are fun. I like to just tuck them in as little accents. You could go crazy and mix cream and white. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That is living on the wild side. You guys, we don't get enough orange paper. I'm seeing this now and I'm so excited to see orange paper because we don't get enough orange paper. I know this because my oldest son, no, my youngest son, I only have two of them. Um, my younger son loves orange. He's loved orange for years, and trying to find orange paper is not always the easiest. And this is nice. This is actually a bright orange. Wish my color was better in my room today, but this is a nice bright orange. It has multicolored dots on it. So there's actually some that are like light, and then there's cream, and then there's red. So there's multicolored dots on it. But I'm quite excited to see an orange paper. Wow, that's a floral. I like it, but it's a lot. It looks brighter on your other camera. Okay, good. Yeah, my other camera might be, showing it brighter. Is that better? I know the lighting is in here so weird because it is so bright in this room. And I think my cameras are just like trying to compensate for that, but they're doing it wrong. Anyways, this is a bright and fun collection. Like, so look at these. So these are our like busier sides of the papers. Then we've got our more calmish sides. Is this calm compared to a cut apart sheet, I guess? Yeah, fun. I do love this paper. Yeah, so I'm like super feeling this paper. We've got two sheets. Okay, so they paired this with white cardstock, you guys. So it's totally fair to use white. And like that one here, that it's creamy, but it's not super yet. It's not super cream, actually. Looking at it compared to the white, you can tell that it's a little softer, but it's not too bad. Okay, I feel a little better. I feel a little better. Sophia says I'm going to date myself. I had a grifter bike. It was a precursor to the BMX. It was my pride and joy and got stolen from our garden. Sadness. Aw. And the seagull reminds me of Finding Nemo. Right? Mine. How can you not? And Marcia says, yes, banana bikes. My best friend had a really cool one, but I had a hand-me-down regular bike and was also a bit jealous. So funny. Okay, so do I want all of this bright color? This is really fun. But I actually really liked that other one when I went through it, although I did like this frame a lot. I'll just say I did like this frame a lot. And I could see these little cutout pieces being little add-ons in for layers. That would probably be good. Let me pull this other one out. So now I see it beside it, and I've fallen so much in love with this collection. It's hard to use the other one, right? Does anybody else have problems with that? Not started making anything yet? No, not yet. I'm trying. I just can't. Yeah, I got good stuff. We're almost there. Okay. No, I have to use the other one. The photo play just isn't as exciting to me anymore. It's just like, I saw this one. I like the colors more. There we go. We're going with it. Let's do it. Oh, and there's some other things in my add-on embellishment kit. And I've got a package of these page pieces. So these actually go together to help you put together a layout with all of your little embellishment pieces. So cool. I grew up in a neighborhood of boys. My friends had the BMX bikes and pegs on their tires. Meanwhile, I had a beach cruise bike with charms on the spokes. Oh my gosh, putting those charms on the spokes. And like, your bike is so noisy, it's ridiculous, but you know, you love it because you're a kid and your parents are like, if I have to listen to that bike for one more second, seriously. Okay, so yeah, let's get creating. Let's make something. I've got these hilarious hopscotch palette pictures to use today. So Summer Lovin. Actually, that really is quite hilarious when you put that with this. So I think I'm going to quite enjoy using that. Good times. I think that's going to feel really appropriate. I love sarcasm, so it's going to work for me. Okay. Let's see if I can start. I want to start on that red. And then I can layer with these other ones. Or do I want to start on, no, I want to start on a white. Well, look at me doing things all weird. Starting on a white background. Who is this? Okay, so I don't know. I like both pictures, but I think just using one will have more impact. And this one, while you see the palettes up close, you miss the walk the plank part, which is just this added degree of difficulty that you wouldn't want to leave out, right? So I think I'll use the other one. I thought I was going to use this one, but I think I'll use the other one. And I think that will just add to the fun. And I think what I'll do is I'll just take this right off the top and I'm just going to stick it to my photo a little bit so that I can move that around with it. Okay. So now I can move that around without it being too detached, and I'll just stick the whole thing down properly together after. I hope nobody wore heels. That plank looks challenging. It was so crazy. Hello, watching from the Netherlands. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so much fun. So yeah, no, there were no heels. I did warn people ahead of time. I said, if you have rubber boots, this is the time. This is the time. But yeah, the stuff that happens. Okay. And I think to add some layers, I need to bring layers in behind here. But I think I'd actually like to almost have a little mat around this with white so the layers can kind of come around that mat. So I think I'm going to use my other piece of paper because this doesn't really have like anything that's super. I could use this, I suppose. No, it looks way too cream. Forget that. Forget the cream. I'm going to put a little bit of white behind this, and yeah, we're definitely going to do that. Because that way, I think when I poke the layers around, you're going to see them so much better. That's the plan. So yeah, this has been funny, and I think that putting this onto a white background will give me plenty of space for adding my journaling, because this is a story that's going to need to be told. Like, not only was this a challenge, this is a challenge that I invited people over to. It was dry the day before, like completely dry. When we had arranged the party, it was completely dry. So yeah. I don't just try to torture my friends on purpose. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Welly's at the ready, says Mickey. Right, gotta do that. So lots of fun. I missed the first part because it was dinner time. Yeah, it's so funny. Just like the working from different time zones, having everybody on different time zones. Today, having somebody here from Australia and the Netherlands, that's pretty uncommon. I just have to say, that's pretty uncommon for us to get to both ends of both parts of the world like that. Because what I have found from hosting events is that if a time works for people in Europe and North America, it usually does not work for someone down in Australia. So that's a real thing. Here, I'm just going to take some of this. That'll just be easier. And yeah, as well as a ridiculous time in the morning. Here, says Jody. Yeah, I kind of figured that it would have to be. But she's here with us, so that counts. So that counts. Okay, so let's put this onto here. Now, if I wanted to, I could have like maybe like fussy cut around that part to make that fit around there, but I don't think I need to. I think that's going to look just fine without fussy cutting. And that means I didn't have to fussy cut it. So, yeah, that's good. So I know this is white on white right now, which actually looks good anyways, right? That would be nice anyways. But we're going to add the layers because now we got to add the layers. I'm excited about the layers. I'm gonna have a look. I've got this Summer Lovin. I definitely want to bring the Good Times into here because I think that's going to crack me up every time I read it. I think I'll just add that right here to my frame. And that little piece, get out of there. Yeah, and then what did we have for little doodads again? We had that banana bike, which totally needs a retro page about my, and I'm pretty sure I have a picture of my cousin on her bike. How long is the Zoom going to last? We are nearing the top of the first hour. We're 45 minutes in right now. So we have another hour 15, Rachel. There we go. Yeah, and actually, usually around the top of the hour, that's where we kind of somewhere around there, or I kind of finish something, or I feel like I've achieved something, or I need a moment to think. That's where we'll do our draw for the free kit from the ScrapRoom. So, yeah. We're not talking about tan lines. I don't think we need this. We're not counting stars and fireflies. The cute little banana bike is back on this card. Summer vibes, squeeze the day, fun in the sun. I do like these, but I think if I'm having them, it's more for color. I love that seagull actually. And I do have this awesome stripe. I think if I just cut one row of these off of here, I'm gonna see the colors. Magically decide where to cut by doing it upside down. I don't know what's happening there. Okay, so for something like this, even if the icons don't work, if I'm just trying to bring a little bit of color in here and have pieces, now you can see like I've got this little bit of orange in the background. And if I can create like all of this little effect like that with these, I think that's going to be really fun. So. And I ended up getting above my wire. So yeah. If I cut them in half, like the ones that are kind of just part right here, then I'll have some to kind of tuck on the other side. Yes. Is it possible to watch the recording? I post them up on my YouTube channel. So it is youtube.com/scraphappy. And that will take you to my YouTube channel. That will be the place. Okay, so let's chop this. And then when I take the little embellishments and layer them over top, it will feel good, I think. Okay, do I need another one? Oh, this one has little flowers on it and stuff. I kind of wanted to like leave myself the option of having some stripes too, so we might do that too. Because I'm not really keeping this for the things. Okay, I'm gonna take the stripes off the top. That way I maybe can use these flowers or the fruit. Let's take an inch, maybe. That should work. And I'll just keep cutting these up. This one actually would make a good little corner one. There. don't think it's going to matter that I won't be able to see them all. I think that's going to be okay. I may even cut them again, I think, to make them a little skinnier so I can move them around a little bit more. I think that'll be cool. And then we'll texturize them. So yeah, I think this is turning out good. Evelyn says, I'm just so happy to be here with you as life has been so busy. I have not been able to make even a layout for load. Oh no. Thanks, Alice, for the fun things you provide us in this group. Bonnie says, long ago, my hubby and I were at a private night event at our zoo's jungle and bats came out at night. I never knew there were bats in our jungle. And Beth said, I got a little trailer die cut in my fancy pants kit. If you got that, it might be cute on this page. Oh, well, let's have a look. Oh, the fancy pants one. That's this one. Oh, I don't think I had a trailer. Pull these out. I think I got that lawn swing one, so I don't think there was a trailer in there. Yeah, moving into the house. I was so happy to get out, out of there, out of the trailer. We were in our trailer for 17 and a half months. And I live in Canada where it gets down to -40. And it was for like a while that winter. We had a lot of -40. It was ridiculous. Oh, this is fun. Okay, so I'm gonna cut these in half. I hate cutting this guy up. He's so cute. I want to save him, but I really want this yellow, and I could probably use the other stuff on the page. How wide are these? They're 3, so I'll put them in 1.5. Okay, so we're gonna chop these. It'll be fine. It'll totally be fine. I see something in my head, and now we'll see if it actually works. I see something in my head. We'll see if that works. I do like these little flowers, but I need more color in behind them. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to leave those. I can use this tree on this side, actually. That's kind of fun. And let's see. I like these stripes, but oh, yes. Okay, let's cut that one in half too. And this, a little bit of this green with yellow. And I think this fruit one will be good. Have to. Okay. Okay, so these are all these little pieces. Now I'm going to start kind of arranging them a little bit. I'm just going to take this out because this will kind of layer right under the frame right here. I might shorten it, we'll see, but I'll take this off to the side for right now. And I'm just going to kind of layer these in here in the way that I think that they'll stay. And then I'm going to texturize them. I'm going to texturize them. Yeah. No photos. Oh, I know, it's so funny. I'm terrible about layering backer pieces and colors at an angle. Everything has to be straight. Well, we'll see how this goes, and maybe you'll be convinced that you need to do things straight. It's totally fine. Totally fine. But I think it'll be good. I think this will be good. I'm excited. And so I'm just like, you know, texturizing these up a little bit, and it'll be good. I want this to kind of feel like it's like coming up off the page and bringing a little bit of excitement there. Oh, type is really fun, actually, from the back. Okay. So. And yeah. So, question. I have crazy, like, you know, hopscotch photos, but what have you chosen today? If you're using our prompt for something that you're the best at, what have you chosen to go with for today? As you do our load, if you're doing that. The tricky bit for me is getting it right, then having to pick it all up again to add adhesive. I agree. I agree. That is a bad part of it, but it's okay. We'll make it work. Okay, I'm gonna cut this one in half because I like the fact that there's this teal color down here, and I want to be able to use both parts. So we're going to use the yellow. It's going to be tucked. It's going to be fine. And then I want to be able to use the bottom. So our seagull will be lost, but I've given him up. It's fine. Beth says she's using the technique prompt today. Lots of layers. Perfect. And I know that, oh shoot, what did I gave someone one of the prompts, and it was something kind of similar to this, but a little different, like something that you're good at or whatever, or something that you excel at. And I had received a message. She's like, there's nothing. Oh, something that she has like learned or something. Like, it was just so funny. I'm like, that's not true. I've seen what you do, and you're not giving yourself enough credit. And yeah. Okay. That Jen says, I'm sorry, but I'm using this as a chance to finish an order of cards I've been sitting on for way too long. Well, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. You're hanging out, right? Like when you go to a crop, now let's be real. We haven't been to crops for a while for many of us, but when you went to a crop, we'll go back when you went. Did you just like sit there and scrapbook the whole time? Because like I so did not. I was the worst. I was like, ooh, what are you doing? What are you doing? And ooh, look at this cool machine, and ooh, look, there's shopping over here. You know, when you go home from the crop, you're super inspired and you make all the things. That's what I found, is that at the crop, I'm not that productive. When I get home, I'm like, oh, this was great, and this was great. And then I had all these ideas. Oh, I'm gonna put this one on the side with the little fruits and stuff. Yeah, that'll be good. Oh, Brielle, she's got the best of both worlds happening. She says, I'm pretty good at getting a lot done. I can talk and work. That's pretty good. As you can see, like, I'm a slow worker to start with. It's just a real thing. Let's see. And Jody says, I'm totally just watching you, Alice. I'm pretty good at procrastinating all day and not getting a page done. That's what my husband says about me too. He's like, you still don't have your page done. I'm like, well, I was working on it. Oh, I'm just gonna cut this one in half too. Let's see that. A little bit more of this green. Let's bring that in somewhere. Oh, and I think I need this little piece. Okay, well, Nadine says she is printing photos and picking papers to go with them today. Yay. And Sharon says, I scrapped lots of pages, but we also went out to eat and on walks at the retreat. See, that's nice. Getting in all the good stuff. Sharon says, every time I watch you, I get inspired to start scrapping again. And she's scrapping right now. Yay. Sophia says, same Jen, I'm just here to enjoy the crop. I'm not doing load. My photo is of my 6-year-old wearing the boy's linen basket on his head. It's a felt shark mouth. So of course he had to be eaten by the shark. See, that's like a best adventure, best creativity. There's all kinds of best hidden in that. There's all kinds of stuff. Okay. I don't think I have one specifically for this side over here. This one actually would work pretty good on that way if I put it that way. Marcia says, I'm thinking about doing best at being misplaced, not lost, just where I thought I was or want to be. But I can Still figure out how to get back to where I am and generally how to get back. I can still figure out where I am. Okay. And generally how to get back. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. And Bonnie says, I finished my story in a separate post. It involved shin high mud and heels. Oh no. Oh no. That's no good. Oh, okay. Let's see. Did I miss part of my stories here? No, I think I'm good. So funny. Marcy says, my mom sent me a mug for Mother's Day present, designed it herself, and forgot to remove text captions. So I'm covering the captions with Nuvo drops. Oh my gosh. It's like so good, except for that thing, right? Like, oops, this happened. Real life happens here, guys. Okay, let's see. What do I have? I've got a little bit more of this green. March says, I'm joining Jean in a scrap group later today, and I'll work on projects from Crop and Create. Yay! Crop and Create. Love those events. I missed the ones from the spring, and I was pretty sad about that. And then I think I've missed the deadline on signing up for their other ones because, and I have no excuse. My friend actually sent me the link. She says, like, Alice, don't forget. And at that moment when I got the message from her, it was like not the time for me to do it. And then like 12 minutes later, like gone from my mind. I'm like, I deserve to miss out if I can't even get that done when your friend tells you and reminds you. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this just looks like a hot mess, but if you look, you'll kind of get an idea of where we're going with this. See, that's gonna be fun, right? Gonna be fun. Let's see. Marcy said, Jody, she says, Marcy, is that like the cake decorators that include the instructions as text? Like, and underneath that, right? I know. I've seen those like cake fail kind of little videos people share. It's so funny. It's funny until you pick up your cake and that's your cake. I did pick up a cake for my aunt one time. I was a teenager and my cousin and I had gone over to pick up this cake, and we grabbed the cake and then we look at the cake, and the person that did the icing on the cake spelled birthday wrong. And let's just say I was okay at spelling. And I noticed right away. And she just kind of looked at it. She's like, I don't know how to fix that. So we took my aunt her cake that said happy birthday or something like that. I can't remember if it was missing the T or the H, but it was like just really wrong. And I get it, like stuff happens, right? Stuff happens. I'm sure they did not mean to do that. That definitely was, oops. Okay, so this is good. Now I'm gonna start sticking down pieces, and I'm just gonna take this, and I'm gonna tuck them in to where I think I want them. And then we'll and we'll pop those in, and then these other little pieces should be able to be somewhat easier, right? That's what I'm telling myself. Once I get the top line, then I can just play with that up and down, right? And one of these doesn't have enough texture afterwards, I just go in and like add a few little pop dot kind of things just to add a little extra dimension there. Okay. Oh, I won't wait for the whole thing here, Rachel. I'm going to do the draw here as soon as I get these layers placed, because then I'll need to think for half a second before I start adding the next part of the layer. So we will do that in just a moment. And so one of the things that I don't mind having, like the little icons, like the fruits and stuff showing, but the words, like I find those would be too distracting. So I just kind of keep those hidden away as I layer. So I just keep the color from those ones, but not I don't let them stay and interrupt my my flow. Okay, so that's good across the top. Let's get the little side pieces nailed in there. And I'll probably have other little bits sticking out the side with like extra little pieces. But if I can get these little side ones in, then I will finish. Yeah, so this is looking good. I'm actually like, you know when you come up with this idea and you're like, hey, I like the look of you can't judge it until it's ready. Like, because even this, it tames itself down as you add the other things. So it's you can't judge it yet. You can't judge it yet. It's one of those things. Okay, so when I was doing the Happy at Home series last month, it became a situation where I was doing one of the I was doing the watercolor. It was the no line watercolor. I had a few issues with that anyways, because my stamp cleaner was not clean enough to be cleaning something. So that was a bit of a drama already. But once we got past that part, I ended up having I'm coloring this no line watercolor stuff, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, this is terrible. Like, it was just terrible. I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, you don't have to love it. It's fine. It doesn't have to be amazing. Wow, this is really not amazing. Like, it was just so bad. Yeah, and so that wasn't going well. And I was kind of feeling a little panicky, like, I don't want to come on camera and do something that's terrible. It's happened. Like, but I don't want to, right? I don't want to do something that's awful, but it's happened. So, stuff happens. Yeah. So next thing you know, I just kind of go with it. I'm like, well, okay, well, we'll see how this goes. And in the end, I did the last little part, right? In the last little part, I used the die plate and run it through the little die machine. And I'll tell you, when I put it through the die machine, out comes this beautiful watercolor little pieces. And before that, I'm looking at this like, this is a hot mess. Like, this is just not working. And yeah, then they go through the die and they come out and they were beautiful. And I'm like, well, that's amazing. Because even I was like too worried that was not working. Okay, so this feels pretty fun. And we've got this piece here to help bring this across. I think I'll probably pop that up just looking at the look of it. so that we kind of bring our eye across there a little more. Okay, yeah, okay, let's grab the tape. Oh, where did I put that? Good question. I have been scrapbooking every day for load, and I tell you, my workspace just off the camera is like, whoo, piles. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. So yeah, real life lives here, guys. And I think I'll just run this all the way to the edge of the papers. I don't think that's a problem. No, I think, yeah, I think it looks good like that, all the way to the edge. Yeah, okay. And just take some smaller pieces. Okay, once we tape this down, we will step back from this for a second. We will do our draw. I like the strip of paper that anchors the element to the page. Thank you. Thank you. I know you kind of like, otherwise it's kind of just all like floating around in the middle, I feel. So that's where we're going with that. Okay, I gotta check a little bit with my lovely T-square ruler here and see how straight I can kind of make this part, because these things are allowed to be wonky, but this part has to be straight. And T-square ruler, it's like, Beth, thank you. just thank you. Are you considering matting the 12-inch white paper? I am. Now that you said that. Now that you said that, because that would be beautiful. All right. We'll see if we need it. We'll see if we need it as we go. But this is looking fun. Okay. So we're going to pause right here. I'm going to stop the share for right now, and we will come back to this camera and I will do the draw because, you know, that's a lot of fun. Okay, we have 37 people in the room. One of them is me. So let's do our random number generator. Random number generator out of 36. And I will hit the generate button. And it says 35. Okay, so 35. And that means I can scroll to the bottom and go up one. Tina Marie Buckman, you are our winner today for our kit. So Tina Marie, you will receive a flavors of the month kit from the ScrapRoom. So you can find the flavors of the month kit at the ScrapRoom. Go to scrap-room.com, and these 4 amazing little mini kits that I get, you get all of them. So all 4 of the kits. If you want an add-on embellishment kit, that's separate, so that's an extra add-on, but you will receive all 4 of the little mini kits. And I have to tell you, like, I love them. Like, even today, as we went through these kits, right, one that I have on my desk and these other kits, all 4 of the kits, I saw things that I didn't love, like that. This paper was my least favorite of the day, but even then, like, when I see this like applique type thing, it makes me think of certain pieces of my life, and I'm like, oh, well, if I told a story about this, it might be the perfect thing that I need. So, and honestly, every paper in these packs is double-sided. I have so many options. I love that I get to play with so many different kits, because as I sit down and create, I don't want the same scrapbook supplies in front of me, and these kits are just so well curated and put together. I can't even imagine the amount of work they do in trying to do all of this stuff, in breaking up the embellishments, in packaging up all the papers, in just making sure that you have like a good selection of 3 pattern papers along with 2 sheets of cardstock to go into each kit. Like, it's just a lot of thought and curation, and Rochelle does such an amazing job with these kits. So I encourage you to check out the Scrap Room. Go to scrap-room.com. Check out their flavors of the month kits. They're pretty inexpensive for all of the fun stuff you get. Plus, you get 4 every month if you sign up for every month. You can order one, just like one. So there's not a commitment where you have to sign up for unending kits. You can try one, see what you think. Like, and we've given out so many. They've been so gracious in sponsoring the prize for this Scrapbook Live session. And I've been able to send out, well, they send it out, which is better for everybody. They send out these kits to a winner from these every single month. And I just think of how lucky it is to work with such a great sponsor to be able to offer a prize like this. So in all clarity, like, I pay for my own kits. I don't, they're not sponsored. They don't do that. They do send them out to me a little earlier when they send them out to their design team, so that I'll have them on time so that I can share them with you. But this is the current kit, and it's actually like, that's the one that you would find on their site right now. In addition to this, if you're a person that does a little more scrapbooking and you want a few more things, they also have a different kit called a double shot kit. And the double shot kit has more papers and more stuff. And then you can get extra cardstock. And like, there's different things that you can get depending on which selection you choose. I love the flavors of the month because I love having a little bit of all of these collections. For me, it has just been such a great fit. And you can see, like, these collections I'm getting, like, sometimes you're getting that full 12 by 12 paper, the stickers sheet. Sometimes you're getting something else. Sometimes you're getting die cut. Sometimes you're getting, like with this one, I got this frame and I got some of these little puffy stickers that I've applied here. I just love them. So shout out to Rochelle and her team that helps put them together. And I would love if you would consider supporting her small business with this. So let me see here. Yeah. Yeah, Brielle says, I love their kits. It's the perfect amount for me. That's exactly what I felt. When I shop for myself, I overshop. Like, let's be real. I buy too much of this stuff, and then I don't necessarily need all of it. And what happens is I am then trying to find ways to put more stash away rather than get more of the stuff actually used up and into my books. So at first I was like, 3 sheets, is that enough? Is this little bit of embellishment enough? And as you go, you've seen, like, it's enough. I've got leftovers. I can easily make a second page, and I still have great options. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Evelyn says, I love them, great company. And Jen could hear her husband banging around in the kitchen. She's like, I better go and check. Yeah. I love how excited Tina looks to win. Tina, what I'm going to get you to do is send me a email, please. Oh, sorry, I'm clicking the wrong button. So I'm trying to message you, and I'm terrible at doing some of this sometimes. I'll get, or Trina Marie, can you please send me an email to alice@alicebowl.com. Just pop me a message there, and I will get that. And I better write it down, because there we go. Well, I'm going to continue working on this layout. If you'd like to stay and continue to join me. I put this a little too high up, didn't I? I so did. My little line across here is a little high. We'll see if I can peel this off. Does this happen? Does this happen? Yes, it does. Here we go. We'll come back and we will come back. Screen sharing is paused. Oh, there we go. So I put this up a little bit higher than I should have because I'm looking at how the balance is and it's a little off. So I lined it up straight, but I just didn't line it up in the right place. And of course, I used this great like double-sided tape that sticks really good, but it's coming off. I'm just gonna move it down just a little. And it'll look better. Oh, okay. It's extra distressed now, guys. it's extra distressed. I'm lining this up and I'm like, this line is in the wrong spot. What have you done here, Alice? Okay, I want it here. It's extra distressed. There we go. I peeled it up. Stuck it down. It's all good now. Okay. So now I'm going to put my adhesive on here. I'm going to use this Pop Tubby again because we've got all this extra dimension here. And I think that'll just work the easiest. But I'm not going to put it right to the very edges. And for years, I've used one of these little Tombow any kind of little round little adhesive thing like that, or mono, a snail type, whatever you call it, right? I've always used those kind because that's kind of where I started, is with something like that, or it's what I fell in love with ages ago. And so that's what I feel the most comfortable with. I tried those ATG, and if you were an ATG lover, I don't know how. That thing is so massive. I feel like so clumsy. Brielle's holding hers up. I know. If you love them, you love them. But like the rest of us are like, how can you even manage with this giant thing? Yeah, so funny. ATGs. Okay, let's put this on, stick it down. It looks centered-ish. I think we're going for it. And there we go. So I've got some room that I want to add this, but I think we need to have a fun, playful title that's going to come up here. Now, fun and playful lettering, that's always a question because I want to add, I need like, one of these kits had letters. Do I have enough in there? Are they? They would work. Let's see. Palette hopscotch. Maybe. I think so. Palette hopscotch. That'd be good. My titles are not always that creative. If somebody's like, Alice, you're missing out on the best title because you're just going with the obvious, go ahead and tell me no. It's all good. Dental floss can help lift it. Yeah, I'm too lazy to actually do things the right way. It's like I'll just peel it and deal with the consequences. I think I was jammed and I couldn't fix them, says Sharon. Evelyn says, I'm with you, Alice. I can't do the ATG. You just got to get used to that big thing. And I'm like, nope. Okay. Hopscotch. Palette hopscotch. Okay, now is when we look at the letters to see how well this is going to go. I could do just one of the words with this and the other word with the other, which actually might be better if I do that. So I can definitely do palette. I can probably do hopscotch too. I'm looking, I think H's, I should have 2 on here. This is pretty good. I could probably spell the whole thing if I needed. But I think palette hopscotch with bigger letters would look better. Okay, what do I got? I have these handy. These are left over from another layout. So, and I have another sheet, so I'm not going to be out of letters. Right, out of letters here. H's. So hopscotch might be hard, but I have another pack. Let's see if I could spell it with this. H O P. Well, it's got a little P, but that would work. S C O T C. Okay, I think I can spell hopscotch with this. So I think I'm gonna do that. We'll do palette hopscotch. I'm keeping those in somewhat of the color family. And I'll save those for another one because these letters are starting to get picked over, but if I can spell something useful with them still, that would be great. Yeah. There we go. So we'll do palette hopscotch and I always use my ruler for lining up letters. I've done that for ages. These ones are my favorite. This side here is kind of like beveled, so it's like skinny, right? But this side is kind of large. And so it allows me to kind of hover over a little bit better to line things up before I stick things down. And I just love it. Oh, lost their copy. Oh, your name isn't showing up here, so I'm just seeing your message. It says, thank you for your kind condolences. Our four-legged babies are part of our family. She was my little baby, mini dash hen. You lost your mini dash hen puppy. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Our pets really are family members, and it's sad when we lose them. Okay. T. Let's see. Okay. We've got this. Oh, I do have a package. I am terrible. So what is your worst bad habit when it comes to scrapbooking? Because my number one worst bad habit is not putting my letter packs away. And then they're like, I put them just in a pile and a stack, and I have a great place to put them, and it's actually really easy to put them into the cupboard. It's just putting them back into packaging. I hate putting back in packaging, but I also can't justify putting them into special packaging. I tried slitting them down the side. Somebody's like, that makes it so much easier. Still didn't like it. Like, I just found they were kind of falling out too much for me. So yeah, probably one of my worst bad habits. I don't put them back. And then I just suffer with it. Okay, so normally I would do something like down here, but I really wanted to put some other stuff there. So going to need a banner or something because this is not showing up very nice on here. Well, you can kind of see it. I don't know if that's going to be good enough though. You know, it would probably work is a piece of washi tape, but then I'm going to stick this on top of washi tape and then I'm going to have to deal with that. And that would be a nightmare. So pass. Ooh, what do I have in here? Got summer vibes. There's a thing. There's not a long piece. Okay, checked. Good. Let's see what else I got here. Ooh, that would be terrible. Just looking. I can take a strip off of one of these, but I don't really want to have to if I don't need it. I've managed to salvage 2 pieces of full paper, and I don't know about you, but I am somewhat economical when it comes to that. If I haven't needed it by now, then I don't need it yet, right? Oh, but I do have that white paper. And I have that. Okay, so I'm gonna make just a tiny little strip for it to sit on because I think that will show it up good. How big? Big enough to cover the O's. Okay. Let's do this. It'll sit on there. And then I can turn that. Okay. Well, I didn't have to work so hard to line it up if I was just going to put it on a thing like this. But I know that I had all the letters and they all fit. So these ones are actually from, these ones that I'm using aren't thickers. They are from a Pink Fresh Studio, I think. I think these are the ones that came out with their real life collection or keeping it real collection, I think. I'm not sure that I love that more though. Kind of liking it less. Yeah, I think I'd made the wrong choice. I'm going to stick them back on there. Beth says, I have a good solution with letter packaging. The first time I use each package, I throw away the cellophane and put them in these 12x6 Ziplocs that I buy by the hundreds. Super cheap and so much easier to use. Well, that sounds like a good solution. Maybe cut the sticky flap off and then use the packaging upside down. Yeah, I keep them stored horizontally in my two cupboards. To be honest, 2 cupboards. I have 2 pull-out drawers that are filled with letters, and then I have an overflow area where I stick them when I'm too lazy to sort them. So I think I'm going to stick them right on here because I think that is just going to work better for me. Oh, maybe. Oh, and they're not going to stick to that at all, are they? Okay, well, they're going to go on here one way or another now because I've decided. But that might mean I have to take a little extra adhesive. And these ones don't usually need it. I'd normally layer it over top of some of this stuff and then I wouldn't have an issue. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna steal some of that yellow or some of that orange. The orange that I liked. I know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna put a little piece in here and then they're gonna attach to there. And the letters will only have to be on there part way and they'll look totally awesome and that's gonna fit. Okay, the white was just a bad idea. I was trying to be cheap, so it didn't work. Yeah, I love that idea with the letter package. Like, I didn't know you could get Ziplocs that are 12x6. Where do you find 12x6 Ziplocs? That is not a size I have ever seen. Where do you find those? So let me write this down. Beth, 12x6 Ziplocs. Because yeah, if they were that as easy as sticking them in, she's got a link for us, you guys. Okay, so Alice will open that link. we'll see if I can order them from in Canada or not, because sometimes that's like half of the game, right? But if they exist, they exist. And even if that means I just have to order them like, you know, once or whatever. If there's 100 in a pack, that's quite a few. I probably only need to order 200 of them, maybe. Okay, now this will work. It'll tuck in right here. This P I'll layer over top of that, and it's going to be so much better. Okay, yep, that's so much better. And do I want to make this like a little banner end? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Yeah, so just in case anybody was thinking I was good at scrapbooking, you just saw me make 12 mistakes in like 2 minutes. Now you know this happens to everybody. 100 lasts a long time. It would last a long time once I get it set up, I think. Yeah, this is still a little bit not quite right. Let's make it a little bit pointier. There. Okay, so much better. And these will stay. This P is not going to stay. Perfect. I can go in and add just a little touch of adhesive to the back of these letters. So they're all going to stay. Oh, that was so close. See that? I'm like, did Alice just do that? Oh, yes. Almost got that glue all over my picture. For once, the bread landed the right way up, guys. You know, if you butter a piece of bread, or you have like peanut butter on a piece of bread and you drop that bread, you know it's going to be landing with the butter side down. That's not even a question. I just had the miracle once in a lifetime where it actually lands the right way. Okay, that is so much better. Okay, there, we got it. We survived. We made it. Okay, free shipping too, says Sharon. I'm ordering. I know. Mary says, I put my supplies in Ziplocs too, but I didn't know they were available in that size. The things that we learn, right? So good. Okay, and palette hopscotch. Oh, so fun. And I know I'm stealing these from the other pack, but I'm totally fine with it. Yeah. So yesterday I had to go out to my greenhouse and transplant. So I started some corn in little, what are those little things called? The peat pods, the ones that you put the water on and they expand and they're like super fun to play with. Well, I started some corn in that, thinking I'd be able to get it into my garden by the time it's like up a little ways. But then we had snow last week. I'm like, I really jumped the gun. These are way too big to stay in these little peat pods, and they are not ready to go outside like at all. So I ended up having to put them. Oh yeah, let's go over here. I ended up having to transplant them from those little peat pods into yeah, like a proper like a bigger cups. Like, dang it. Can't. This is why when the T-square comes in handy, when you realize that you can't do a straight line to save your life. There we go. Let's line those up. And go. There, now I just need a few little finishing touches with a few little embellishments on here. I've got a title. I will put some words on here. I bore you to death by doing that in front of you. but I just need a few little fun embellishments, and we can have a look what's in here. I probably will steal some of these ones as well, even though technically this could make a beautiful layout design, you know. I'm not fussy. I'm not so fussy. I can break them up without feeling bad about that. Okay, so there's some cute little hearts. That's perfect. I don't think this pack had enamel dots, no, because it had like these super fun little things. And this sun is going to come on here for sure. Oh, and a little label. We'll take that for sure. These are the days. That just made me laugh. Okay, so I can't use those other ones. This really is like retro. You like look at that lawn chair. So my mom has this story when she went to one of those big outdoor music festivals, and everybody had their lawn chairs, so they all set up, and she was stepping over this lawn chair. My mom is 5'11", and she has like these ridiculously long legs, right? So she's tall and like sporty. She was also like MVP of like every sports team. She was a small town girl, so you know, but there's not that many options, but still like MVP for everything ever. And then there was like her uncoordinated, awkward daughter, like poor mom. But anyways, she was stepping over this lawn chair, but something caught, and people had their chairs like tied together in a row, and she ended up falling through the chair. It was like one of those kinds of chairs. And she's like telling the story. I'm like, did you get hurt? She's like, no, but that chair did. And another time we were at Jonas's grandma's, and we're sitting out on her deck, and she fell through her chair like this, and so then she's sitting trapped like in this chair, like, you know, like I've fallen and I can't get up. And like, thank goodness we were there for that time, because if she had been by herself, she literally would have been trapped sitting on her deck by herself. Like, oh my goodness. When you see something like a lawn chair and it brings back all these memories, like how crazy is that, right? How crazy is that? Okay. It is 11:43 here where I am, but I think that means that we should have a little bit of show and tell. Does anybody have something that they have made and would like to share? Because I think I picked out all the things I wanted to hear from here. Okay, I'm gonna use these little hearts. I'm gonna get these added. There's more little hearts. I'll probably use some enamel dots. I want something that's gonna bring this palette word up and feel like a little more included in here. So there'll be some kind of little embellishment in here. These are going to kind of go on here, and then I'll have a little spot to include my journaling about my palette hopscotch. So this is feeling like 90-ish% done, but I'm just going to stop here. And yeah, so if you have a layout that you've been working on, maybe a load layout, maybe something else, or you've made like one in the last couple of days and you're like, get this one, I really love this one. Do you want to show us what you've been creating? Because it's so fun to see what everyone else is up to. I'll get you to just take your mic and put it off of mute for right now. I think Mary has done that already. Mary, would you like to share?
Yes, so this is from.
Okay, hold on a second. I gotta bring you up here. I hear you, and I will replace the spotlight. There we go. Go ahead.
Okay, there. This is from Load Day 1 prompt. Just getting it done now. The prompt was something that hasn't changed over the years, and the technique was clocks. So I did mine about, my husband and I have been together over 30 years, and the activity that we've always enjoyed doing the most together is hiking. So, okay, so this is the page. Wait. Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
So I'm happy with it because, as you can see down here, I used a paper that I found that had clocks on it.
Yeah.
And it has this really nice quote from Winnie the Pooh too, that says, forever isn't long at all when I'm with you, which I liked. And then I combined it with a different collection that had mountains to represent the hiking. So I liked it that I could combine two things together to make it work.
And those colors go together perfectly. I love those little mountains. What paper collection is that from? Are they both from the same company or different companies?
No, they're different. The clocks is Fancy Pants and the mountains is, I think, Imaginess. It's really old.
And using up your stash, you should give yourself bonus points for that.
Yes, that's right. So
Awesome.
I really like the prompts this time. Unfortunately, I've been busy, but I've been writing down a bunch of them, so I remember to do them later.
Just as a reminder, like they don't go away. They stay there for everyone. But if some of them like inspire something, or you have like a specific story that comes to mind, it's always good to, make that mental note and be like, oh yeah, that was a good one. I need to do that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not so good at making mental notes anymore. Things go out of my head very quickly. So that's why I've been writing down my favorite ones. I know they're still there for me to look at, but I was like, oh, I really like this one. So I better just write it down because I'm afraid I'll just forget.
This month, Sue Carrie, she helped me come up with a lot of the prompts for this month, and it was just so fun to see so many different ideas coming forward because she brought so many good ones. And she had done our whole load for our October one that we did, the Broadway rhythm. She had done that whole load, so I'm like, oh, I know she's already good at this. So she was so great. Stacy said she loved the border on the bottom right, like to connect it. Was that from here? Okay, was that on your page? You had the border across the bottom
On my page?
Yeah.
So this was the paper, but then I fussy cut, Alice. I fussy cut out some of the mountains and put them there because I didn't think it looked balanced to have the mountains on one page and not the other.
It totally brings it across, and that's perfect. Yeah, that's so perfect.
So that's how I tried to combine it. But and I like fussy cutting now. You won't believe it. I used to hate it. Well, this was easy. This is a small amount. But the key is when I do it, I only do a small amount. And also because I used to always be in a rush when I was scrapbooking because I had a child that was growing up so fast. I always was trying to make pages fast to keep up with it, to try to get things down. But now I have more time. I'm just like, oh, I'll just sit here and relax and cut this out. Or it changes it when you have more time.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Mary. We will go to, I'll let you put yourself on mute. And I see that Stacy has her hand up, and I think have you turned your mic on, Stacy? Do you want to turn your mic on? And we will replace the spotlight. Okay, so welcome up. Oh, I can't hear you.
This is my first time participating with you guys.
Yeah, I hear you.
Fun. I listen to the podcast all the time, and so I got the email and thought, oh, I'm scrapping today. I'll play with you guys.
Yay. So what kind of page were you making?
Working on all kinds of projects from National Scrapbook Day. And so this is my, I call them art projects. This whole thing going on, and then the photos. I can't do just one photo. It's not enough.
where did you see those fields? Was that
Um,
somewhere close to you
I
or
live in
traveling?
Washington State, and we have a whole valley that is tulips and daffodils. And it's a huge festival. People come from all over the country.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, and look at the wall behind
Oh.
Stacy, everyone.
I'm a little bit of a fanatic. You can see there's some art and there's some all kinds of, yes. I have a Disney quote on my wall, and
I
so
love it. And
yeah.
it's just like the frames that you have are so perfect to frame them off. It makes them
Don't know
like,
how to raise
look
your
so
hand.
finished.
Yeah,
It
and I
looks
just,
so
and there I can take them off and take them on my trips with me. Like I just go and look at my gallery and decide which ones I want to take with me for that trip, and then just hang them back up when I come back.
so fun. I love the little creative technique you did underneath the title on that page, like underneath the beauty. That's so fun. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, that was about
Oh, I don't
3
know how to.
times doing all this whole thing to try to get it the way I wanted it. It was, I kept sticking it down and then pulling it up and then sticking it down and pulling it up. So it was fun.
Oh, it turned out beautiful. So
Yeah.
good. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I'll let you put
Thanks.
yourself on mute. And next I saw Vicky. So Vicky, did you have something you wanted to share with us?
Yes, it's not, it's a card.
Okay.
Okay, let me see if I can, just a second. Do it like this. Okay, then you can see. Okay.
Oh, it's a sympathy card.
Yeah, let me, I tried to undo that blur. Let me get it closer to my face, like you said.
that tends to work if it's close.
Let me see if I can do it like this.
Yeah. Oh, and you've got embossing on there. Did you do like a resist technique? For that?
Resist. Mm-hmm.
So you
I
embossed it.
started it before the before
Yeah.
I got on, but yeah.
Whoa, that's really pretty.
And
It's just subtle. Oh, I know. Virtual backgrounds, they're so good about blurring everything, but then they're
yeah,
also
oh
good
my
about
gee,
blurring everything.
everything. Yeah. How's that? Is that better?
Yes, that's good right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really pretty. And that's a really, you stamped the title, I'm guessing, like this, the
Yes.
sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a really nice,
I haven't finished the inside yet.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
gotta
that's
go with
beautiful.
the same paper on the inside and stamp something. My brother-in-law's girlfriend passed, and
Oh my gosh, I'm
so
so
I was
sorry.
having to, I gotta send this with my husband when he leaves
Mhm.
Wednesday. He's going to spend some time with his brother.
Yeah.
I have to stay here with the dog, and so, and I'm hoping the dog will still be with us.
Hold down the fort.
Yeah, she's not doing too well, so I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I'll find out Monday.
Too much stuff going on at once. That's
Yes,
tough. Well,
always.
big
You
hugs
know?
to you and lots of support to your family. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Mm. We knew it was coming. She had cancer, and then it came back.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I will let
kind
you
of what
put
happened
yourself.
with my dad.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't. I'll let you put yourself on mute. We're gonna go
Yes.
over to Marcy. Marcy, did you want to come up? Oh, is that your mug?
Yes. This is the part that worked. So since I have a cooperative audience, show you the part where I'm having trouble. This
Yeah.
text here, I'm not real sure how to cover, or if I should even bother.
I probably wouldn't. I probably would just leave it, right? Like when you look at it, even if you cover it, you're going to look at it and be like, I covered up this thing, right? I think you're always going to look at that. And as much as it's like, oh my gosh, did that happen? Like, I think all of us have had something similar at some point, but like, it's sad, right? But at the same time, I look at it and the fact that she made that and she did it, like, I think that's going to be the special part, even with those words on there. And it just kind of adds this little bit that's like, oh, technology, it's so great. And then there's this.
Yeah. But I did cover your title here with the Nouveau drops. And that, I think that looks nice. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that part worked out good. But yeah, the other one, I would probably just leave it. Beth says, I think it's funny. Your text here. Jody says it adds character. Vicky says, I would just leave it. So I don't know. Obviously, it's like when it's brand new, I think that's the time too. It's like my palette hopscotch wasn't funny at the time. I was not laughing, you guys. Like that was not funny. I was so stressed because the day before it was dry, everything was hard, there was no problems, and then it just turned such a mud hole. But yeah, like looking at it after, it's just going to be one of those things that you'll chuckle at, right? So
I hope so.
yeah.
We'll see. I don't know if my mother has seen it. I didn't tell her about it. So
did you use water slide to do it, says Vicky? I guess she's asking like where the cup came from, like where did it get printed?
Canvas.com.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I'll let you put yourself on mute. I've got Marcia up for next. Marcia, did you want to share? Let's see.
Yeah, I have one that I was just going to try and look up what the prompt was because I don't remember, but it was day 10.
Okay.
And mostly I did it just because these were just hysterical pictures.
Leaning Tower. You got crooked pictures. It's Leaning Tower.
Right. Okay. Yes, yes. So the background is stamped, a la Allie Edwards. She does this a lot. Although I can see why she doesn't do it on a 12 by 12. It took a long time. But the background was all stamped. These are pictures of my grandson, and they are pictures that my daughter-in-law posted on Instagram. And I will read them because they just were so funny. Things I've said to my kids this morning. We don't hit your sister with a peep pan. That's a little peep pan. Also, we don't throw our socks in the toilet, and stop turning on the bathtub. Also, we don't mash our toys with the potato masher. So he just is like so busy. He goes all the time. And so I thought that worked really well. So
that's hilarious. I love the background. Actually, I totally love it. I love the color choices and everything that you put, and the way you kind of alternated up some of the colors and stuff. It's awesome. It's so fun. And kids,
I felt like when you have a 2-year-old, he's not quite he'll be 2 in a couple weeks. You're very off kilter all the time. Like it's just so I just thought it fit everything. So
well, I love that you're able to kind of borrow those from her social media, so it makes it easy for you to kind of get something so that you can have fun with them and get that and play with that for your scrapbook too.
Yeah. She's good about sharing photos and stuff. So
thank you. Okay, well, next I see Tina Marie. Did you want to come up? I see you've got your mic on. See here. There we go. Can I hear you? Oh, I don't hear you at all. It's funny because it says that your mic is on, so something is not working. Do you want to just hold it up and I'll pretend to narrate as we go? I'm sorry. But here's her page, and she's got her sweet little granddaughter. Is that your granddaughter on there? A first haircut page. Yes, it's her granddaughter. And Oh, I love the layers, and you've used like the fancy edging and stuff. Look at those boots. She's got her little cowboy boots on, her pink cowboy boots. Oh my gosh, so cute. Oh, and she's getting her first haircut. Wow, she got like a lot of hair cut off. Oh, your page is so pretty. It looks so nice. 6 years old and her first haircut. Oh, wow. 6 inches. Oh, 6 inches of hair. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is good. We play charades today, guys. You never know what we get. We get charades too. A little bit of charades. That's a beautiful layout. It's so good. And with the, oh, you got your scissors, a little pair of scissors up there as an embellishment. That's awesome. I love it. So fun. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I don't know if you need to be on mute or not, but just in case you may wish to turn that back on. But let's see, we've got Bonnie with her hand up. Bonnie, do you want to turn your mic on, and I will bring
You
you.
hear me? I'm on, right?
Yep, I can hear you, but I'm just having problems clicking you. Let me see if I can get this from over here. There we go.
So this is a layout I did on Thursday, and the only reason I'm showing you is because this is a Leia France layout. For those of you who don't know her stencils, and this is a pretty basic one, but you can make a lot of different combinations from even one stencil. And I did a class with her, with Karine Soriano, who owns Leia France, and her friend from France on Thursday. And so I used that for load. But that's my granddaughter's class trip to Israel, which just happened. And while I pulled out my Israel folder and I found bits and pieces of things things from Israel that I just stuck in a file. And I came across postcards from 2008 when I went to Petra. And I just want to thank you so much for the prompts, because I actually don't use the prompts, but I use the, site you're talking about, because
Right.
I don't think I ever would have scrapped those photographs. I was a kid. I didn't have, I wasn't a kid. I just maybe I didn't have a phone. Who knows? I didn't have any photographs. So I had these postcards and I put them on a layout, a Leia France stencil, which I can't find the layout right now. Go figure. Maybe I put it in an album already, because I never do that. So I'll have to check the album I have out, but usually I wait. And I just want to thank you, because that was a great layout I would never have done, probably, because it's from 2008. And the other layout was about windmills. And I did a page for load for that, because we have a lot of windmills in Nebraska, because it's farm country, except in Omaha. And they have those metal steel windmills. And they're certainly not as picturesque as Holland, but I did manage it's actually a 2-page layout about that. So, these prompts are so good. And I'd like to go back in the future and actually use your prompt, how it would relate to a story, more concerning about me, that concerns me more than just a place layout. Thanks,
Yeah.
Alice.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad that inspired you. And it's funny because when you mentioned like the big windmills, I actually I've been going through these old photos and I came across the trip that we did where we actually went and we stood beside them and we looked up at them and looked at those giant windmills. So fun. Let's see. We've got Brielle with her hand up. So let's bring Brielle up. Hello.
Good morning, or wherever you are, day. Super happy to be here today with y'all. I'm working on a page that is actually from April Crop and Crate 2021, and I'm almost done. But the reason I did these pictures was based on the whole best thing. And a woman that I worked with was actually my admin assistant, and we would show up at work wearing the same colors or clothes like all the time. And so one week we decided to do it on purpose. And so every day we tried to wear like matching outfits. And then we sent out the picture to everybody on my staff and said who wore it best. Let's see here. Oh, wait, let me see if I can, let me see if I can stop the blur. That will help. Yeah. So I don't know if you can see this
Yes,
picture,
yes.
but there we are, like the pair, there's 5 pictures of us kind of wearing the same picture, the same clothes.
That's awesome. Oh my
So
gosh.
anyway, and it was funny because people were like, are you, they couldn't figure out, like at first they were like, are you doing that on purpose or is that accidental? And so then when I sent out the picture on Friday, they were like, I knew you were doing that on purpose. So the prompt totally inspired me to pick up those pictures. So fun.
Yay. Oh my gosh. Like the stories that come out during load, like it's just so much fun. And you know, I'm never upset if people go off prompt because like I've been there too. But I get so excited seeing where the prompts lead people to create, and I take such joy of it. So yeah, love it. So thank you so much. That's super fun. I love those who wore it best. It's like one of my favorite things in those magazines that I only read at the hairdressers. I only allow myself to look at them at the hairdressers. I'm like, I'm not allowed to buy them. Well, this has just been amazing. Let me bring this up here. I have had so much fun with you today, and I can't believe like that our time has already flown by. It has just been so much fun. I've got my page in progress, and I don't think too much stuff is falling off it yet. I've got little pieces that I want to add and tuck in here and stuff, but this was the page that I was making today. I feel like it turned out so fun, even all of those little like questionable layers. And yeah, and I think also just looking at how you can use sometimes these little cards when they don't necessarily like, I don't need swimsuits or whatever it is that's on them. There might be ways that you bring those into your page, even though that the icons on them aren't exactly what you need. Yeah, I really love it. We will be back for another Scrapbook Live next month in June. It won't be the first or the second Saturdays. I do know that. It will be the third Saturday. So I never get to announce these ahead of time, but I know this right now because our swim schedule came out and I coach at swim meets on the first and the second Saturdays. So I definitely can't do it that day. So we will do it on the third Saturday, which is a little bit later than usual. So if you're looking for a Flavors of the Month kit, you might want to order it a little earlier in the month rather than just wait for me to show you what's in the June kit and be like, I need to have that, just because I'll have to show it off a little bit later than normal. And this has just, it's so fun. I love their kits and I can't speak highly enough. You can find them at scrap-room.com. If you're curious about load challenges, the only way to kind of dive in midway during a load is to come and join our Scrap Happy family. Now, if you start partway through, technically you can't complete the load because you have to scrapbook every single day for the month and upload your page to our gallery by midnight Pacific time every single day. However, it's still a ton of fun, and you can see even when people aren't scrapbooking on the certain prompt or on the certain day that they're still diving in and having a lot of fun, making some fabulous pages. It's one of my favorite things, probably my favorite thing that I do with scrapbooking as a challenge, as a creative pursuit, is going through these load challenges. We still have a lot of interesting buildings and architecture to visit this month. And I can tell you that we have some really fascinating stops that will lead to some really fascinating pages, I'm sure. Mickey says, I've never completed a load, but I always have a great time. So don't let that stop you from joining Scrap Happy. And then we do other fun things like the Scrapbook Live is a chance for everybody to get to know me, but we have other events that are like this. We have some crops that are just for our members, and then we have a few other fun things happening. So come and check us out. You can find all the information at scraphappy.org. O-R-G. So that is it for today. Thanks for joining us for the Scrapbook Live, and until next time, everyone, happy scrapping. Okay, bye. Mary says, sometimes I complete it and some months I can't, but it's always fun and inspirational. I know. I love them. Like, I know I make them now, but like, I just love loads so much. Like, I didn't invent the idea, but I think it's genius. So I'm so happy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. It was so fun.